Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV. You can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Simpson Street Bandit Helmet, available at RevZilla.com. So if you're checking out Simpson, make sure you watch the Simpson Street Bandit, but check out the Simpson Outlaw Bandit as well. Similar DNA, but they're going to have two distinct differences. So we look at the Street Bandit. I think of it as the baby brother, but it's a little bit more motorcycle centric. Remember, Simpson's been around since 1959 and they got their start in the drag racing world, drag racing for cars. They built the first drag race parachute, then they did Nomex suits, then they moved into helmets in 1979. And again, they started with the car with this very much Bane Predator look to them, with this really aggressive grille as well as eye-port scheme, and they've developed from there. Now, what I like about the Simpson Street Outlaw is that your 3 pounds 6 ounces, your fiberglass, your Snell 2015, and the key differences between this guy as well as the Outlaw Bandit are going to be a wider eye port, a little bit more room in the chin, and then you also have two vents at the top. So again, much more motorcycle riding specific. I'm going to say that you could take this guy in the 3/4 position, you ride it in more universal conditions on bike or universal styles of riding, whereas when I look at the Outlaw, just super badass. It loses the venting, it gets these ridges for aggression on top. Eye port's a little bit less, but again, better suited for upright or more touring riding positions. So think power cruiser or HD. Now, let's talk briefly about fitment before I walk into some of the other nuances here on the Street Bandit. Fit's going to be intermediate to neutral oval, so a little bit longer front to back, and you're going to have a little bit more room in the temple. So again, not that normal longer oval, not that normal intermediate oval, little bit neutral oval. So again, you're getting a little bit more width there. And keep in mind too that they're baking in the longer chin bar. So on that Outlaw, you're gonna have 2 inches less room between the chin bar and your mouth. This guy, you have about 1.5 inches to 2 more inches. It's elongated. You still have your whiskers here, which are actually the only vents down low on this helmet. They're gonna flow air, they're passive, they're non-closable, but that's one of the key features there as well. Keep in mind, we're going to ship for free over 39 bucks, and as always, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV by clicking our logo right up there. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the Simpson Street Bandit. But more importantly, I'd love it if you stay up to date with all the latest new gear reviews we're constantly rolling out. Now, if we dive into the helmet, let's work our way outside in. Remember, Snell and DOT 2015 rated fiberglass, 3 pounds 6 ounces, 3 shell sizes. So as you go up in size, the shell size, it's going to be incrementally stepped as it gets bigger, but they save weight on the lower sizes, so you get to keep that weight down and just be really efficient with the materials used. Now, we talked about the venting. Big 15mm vent holes right up here along the top. Chimney vents are going to vent directly to the liner, directly to your head. That's nice. Don't have that on the Outlaw. You're also saving 100 bucks on this helmet over the Outlaw. And if we work down, we talked about the grille here, and we talked about the flatness on this helmet. The Predator mouthpiece, so to speak, is a little bit less pronounced down here, right in this area, compared to that of the Outlaw, but it's because they've elongated a little bit more. They're giving you a little bit more room to work with. And again, it has a retro throwback flavor to it. Now, when we work our way into the shield, remember, what I like about this shield is it's 3mm thick, optically correct. It's also a bigger shield on this helmet. It's more moto-centric, 3 detents, and they've also given you more room right about the top here, right along this part. So if you're in a 3/4 position, you have a better chance with the Street Bandit than you do with the Outlaw. The Outlaw is going to be a shorter field of view. Other things to call out here, remember, it's not quick release. They're staying true to their moto roots here, their auto roots, keeping the classic Simpson DNA intact here. So you're going to have a screw off on the side, and you do have some different colors available as well. Locking mechanism on this side, and then the gasket, again, I'd love to see them improve that gasket so it creates a better seal against the shield itself. If you're getting rained on for an extended period of time, water is going to get down into the shield. It's not a super multi-season touring style gasket, which is going to be, you know, Mother Nature proof. Again, there's a mixture of style and functionality here, and they're staying close to the roots. There's also no anti-fog coating on this helmet, so it's really important that you're able to crack it and leave it almost in that city position without locking it. So you do have the ability to do that here as well. As I rotate it around, remember, no venting along the back. You just have those 2 intakes. Remember, the vents along the front are going to be passive, and it's just going to be a clean sphere. It's going to be nice and aerodynamic as you work your way through the helmet. Now, if I take my Simpson and stick it on its ear, as I like to do, let's work our way through the guts. We saw the Outlaw have a bit more of that Coolmax material. This is a soft wicking material, but it is slightly different, but you're saving 100 bucks on this helmet. snaps on your cheek pads, or actually, I'm sorry, Velcro on your cheek pads that come out. And the nice part is that Simpson gives you a second set of cheek pads, which are a little bit narrower with every helmet. So if you run really wide in the face, you have those second set of cheek pads in the box. They buy you a little more room. I personally like the closer together fit. I like it to be a little bit more encompassing on my cheeks, press them into my teeth there, but that's typically how I roll. If I pull the other guy out, you're going to notice that we're also going to be snapped on our neck roll, and I do like the fact that the gasket here along the sides and the sides are flat enough. If you do want to rock out a comm unit, you have the ability to do so. I just got to get my hand in here. There we go. There's my snaps. So snaps in the back, but not in the front. They've never worked with us before here at RevZilla. We just picked them up and we're excited to have them, but they are getting the memos that I'm sending out because I don't like snaps up front. They create pressure points. I like brow mounting for the interior of the comfort liner. Notice that bigger cutaways than we saw in the Outlaw because you have those vent holes that are going to vent directly through the helmet. And then along the back, you do have your snaps here. So this is where your snaps would come into play, and it ratchets itself up as well. Now, if I move into the helmet, you're going to see single density EPS liner here along the top. Where are my vents? There they are, right along the top there. And there are my two 15mm vent holes with some ridges that are going to flow air to the interior of the helmet. So again, you don't have that ability on the Outlaw, which has no venting, but you do here on the Simpson Street Bandit, which is going to give you a little bit of airflow. Airflow in the same vein that we'd see on other helmets that are designed for tremendous airflow? No, but enough to keep you a little bit cooler if that's what you're optimizing for and more summertime riding, but you still want to go for that badass look? Absolutely. Remember, the next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the Simpson Street Bandit helmet at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it, but I'm hoping you understand the difference between the two now. As always, we're going to ship for free over $39, and if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the new Simpson Street Bandit helmet. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla.com, RevZilla TV on the YouTubes. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.